This Fox 45 News segment is sponsored by the University of Maryland Medical System Foundation.
In just 1 week, you can lace up for a life-saving cause.
This morning, Shannon Lilly introduces us to two friends and the powerful message that they're carrying to the finish line. Shannon.
Yeah, you know, just a little bit of determination can go a long way. So this is a story of perseverance, whether on the track or in the race of life.
Hey, Tiff. Good. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
No matter the weather, rain or shine,
All right, here we go.
you'll find few conditions
Work. That's hardcore, Tiff.
that can slow this pair's momentum. Except perhaps their own bond.
That's so amazing. I know when I'm with Dana, we talk. We slow down, but it's great conversation.
This is a friendship built on shared determination
She really has powered me with all kinds of guidance.
and strengthened in the miles. 13.1 to be exact.
We are partners, so we never leave each other.
And today at Overlook Park in Linthicum, they're not just training for any half marathon.
And it is no joke. I am a flat running girl, and so Maple Lawn has a lot of hills.
They're preparing to take on a challenge close to their hearts. And for Dana Deighton, something she once feared may never be possible.
You know, had it not been for like the medical brilliance and the compassionate care that I received, I truly wouldn't be running at all, ever.
The wife and mom of three still remembers the devastating diagnosis in 2013, stage 4 esophageal cancer, not a prognosis you outrun easily.
I mean, it's a death sentence. My mom had died of stage 4 colon cancer, and she only lived for about 6 weeks after the diagnosis. So I'd lived through that nightmare before, and I had 3 young kids, and I couldn't imagine leaving them.
Deighton determined not to let that happen, fighting for more than the standard care typically offered to those unlikely to survive.
I really was kind of at a dead end from what I had been hearing from other physicians.
Until she met Tiffani Tyer, the radiation oncology director of nurse practitioners with the University of Maryland Greenebaum Cancer Center.
So initially we were skeptical. We want to always help patients, but we don't want to do harm and over-treat patients. But Dana advocated for herself.
And that advocacy turned to action, a treatment plan including both radiation and chemotherapy.
And that got me a little further along, so eventually I was a candidate for surgery, which is kind of rare for my situation.
And after that surgery came a vow.
And she had tubes in, a tube in her nose, tubes in her chest. She looked at me and she said, "Tiff, I'm running this with you next year." And I was like, "Oh, Dana, like that's a great goal, but you need to recover from your surgery right now." But she said it and she meant it.
And sure enough, 3 months later,
she reached out and she's like, "Let's sign up. I want to do the race."
that was 2015.
And that's where it really started. And
Now, a decade later, with her cancer fully in remission, running the Maryland Half Marathon and 5K is tradition for this duo, with plans to hit the ground again this year in Maple Lawn on June 7th.
The half marathon raises money for very critical research that keeps driving cancer treatments that will help more people, and we need it.
Deighton herself, a living testament to how far each stride can take you, but not alone.
They had me every step of the way, and that's what matters, because when you have a next day and a next day, research is always improving.
Now together, believing there's no distance out of reach.
we were running and she said, "Tiff, you know, I see myself at 90 on the rocking chair. I'm gonna get there." And I was like, "Dana, you absolutely will."
You know, it was a beautiful day.
Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 News.